Okay, hello YouTube. Good morning. I don't make YouTube videos anymore. I really haven't done it for a couple of years. And the reason for that is that my sons were a big part of that. They loved, they loved YouTube. They loved watching streamers and content creators. So I was making my YouTube channel just, it's kind of something to do with them. And I was passionate about it, in its own right. I liked doing it. I love the astrophotography. I love trying to grow the audience and stuff like that. I was having fun too, but the kids, the boys loved it too. And, they helped make videos. They loved being in the videos. And when my ex-wife and I got divorced, she decided I wasn't their dad anymore. And, after raising them for 10 years, she won't let me talk to them anymore. So I haven't felt very artistically motivated. I've still been doing the astrophotography. I mean, that's a great passion of mine. But as far as working on a YouTube channel, I just didn't have the energy. My channel name is Deep Space Dad. Being a dad was like my whole identity. But yeah, if you're out there, boys, I miss you and I love you and think about you every day. But yeah, I don't really do YouTube anymore. However, I was in a fight with a flat earther. I met a real live flat earther, and they were arguing with me that my Jupiter image was fake. And it's been photoshopped. NASA built your telescope, and it's got microchips in it that produce fake images. Just really whacked out stuff. So I wanted to go shoot a video and show exactly how it happens, exactly how this image was created. There's no Photoshop. It's all, mathematical algorithms. There's no artistry here. So here's a quick video I shot in the morning out in the observatory. So we had a few people doubting the authenticity of my image, saying it had been photoshopped. But here we are with the sun coming up. You can still see it. It's so bright that the telescope can see it even with the sun coming up. This is my 11-inch telescope, just with a little camera. There's my mount that automatically compensates for the rotation of the Earth in my observatory dome here. But yeah, we're looking at Jupiter. That's what it looks like live through the telescope. There's no Photoshop involved here. That's just a video feed directly from the camera. You can see the moon, little moon Io over there to the side. But yeah, here you go. It's live video. There's a planet spinning up there. Yeah, it's really cool how bright the sky can be, and you can still see Jupiter if you know exactly where to look. Well, it was a blue sky, and the telescope could still, see Jupiter because it's so bright that it's still standing out from the background blue sky. If, you're homed right in on it, you can make it out. You can't pick it up with the naked eye because it's too washed out. But yeah, that's how we image Jupiter. It's called lucky imaging. And you just shoot a video. That's a high-speed video. I think it was like 150 frames per second. And yeah, you just use software then to take that video. And which one's the good one? 4764. I think 22.2 was the good one. But yeah, you take the video and load it into a program that lines, all the images up on top of each other, make sure Jupiter is exactly in the same spot in every image, and then it stacks and averages out the pixel values to get rid of the atmospheric turbulence. It's doing analysis right now, which means it's going and looking at every frame, deciding which one has a little better contrast, which one's a little clearer, which one, has better background levels, and it maps out the quality of each image so you can determine, okay, I want to stack. See, we could probably even go a little bit higher than 30% of the frames because we've got some pretty good spikes of seeing here. You can see here it's looking, yeah, you can see Jupiter is looking really good right here. Up here we've got some really good spikes of seeing. And the seeing is how turbulent the atmosphere is, because you can see how it's wobbling around. It's like you're looking at it underwater, and the air is doing the same thing to light that water does to light. So it's like making it wavy. So the reason we shoot video and then stack it is to get rid of all that atmospheric turbulence and average everything out so we get, you know, the real values of what was coming from space. Now we place an alignment point grid on it. It doesn't do a good job with the edges here, so that the program knows, you know, what are the good pixels, what are we looking for here. So now it knows that this is the thing we're trying to stack and average out. So why don't we try, let's go to 35% of, you know, there's 11,600 frames in this 1 minute video. So that'll be what, like almost 4,000 frames. So it's going to take like the 3,500 best frames and stack them on top of each other. And, you know, I'm going to let you sit here and watch it. There's going to be no cuts here, so nobody can say, oh, you stopped the video and went and changed the data. No, this is the video that came out of my telescope, right? It's stacking the frames of the video that I took on top of each other and averaging the pixel values out. You know, it's really simple. It's a simple algorithm. This is a free program that Emil wrote just for the heck of it because he's an enthusiast. And you know that the whole astrophotography community is full of free software and free advice because people just love doing it. You know, the program I used to capture the video called SharpCap. Who wrote that? Who wrote SharpCap? I don't remember his name off the top of my head. I'm sorry. Maybe it starts with a P? Maybe I can look it up here. I'm going to look it up. Where's my window here? Oh, here it is. Because I wanted to get the name right, and it's stacking. Internet might be a little slow right now because it's still transferring data over from the observatory. Okay, it just finished stacking anyways. We'll look at that later. Okay, so now it finished stacking the video frames on top of each other. And now we go and open that video up. We stack the best 35%. And this is the image that came out of stacking, right? That's Jupiter. Now, it still looks a little blurry, right? But the thing is, it's blurry in a very mathematically predictable way because of the way we averaged all the pixels out. So we can use a very simple algorithm to do what's called wavelet sharpening. So it takes levels of detail and kind of collapses the noise down onto itself. And you know, that is detail that is in this image. It's not inventing anything. That detail is there. But you can see by taking certain levels of noise and it's like collapsing the blurriness down onto itself and resolving. You know, it's just it's sharpening. Like you open Photoshop and you sharpen a photo, it makes the edges of the picture harder. But you're not inventing anything. So, you know, this is information that's in the photo. We're not inventing anything. It's just sharpening it. But yeah, that's Jupiter. Then the seeing was good this morning. And it's upside down actually. My camera was upside down. That's better. And this is the moon Io. You can see clearly here. That's probably all the sharpening I want to give it. Maybe just a hair more. That's good. And it's a little blue because the sun was getting high. And you can see that, you know, this is where, this is another thing you would not be able to explain on a flat Earth. You see how it had to align the RGB channels, stack them one on top of each other? Because we're looking at Jupiter at an angle. So the light's all bending, you know, red's coming in pretty straight, green's getting bent a little bit, blue's getting bent a little bit more. So when it lines the channels up, you see it has to line them up a little bit. They're a little off to get Jupiter on top of each other in every channel. And that is because the light is hitting the atmosphere at an angle and bending, you know, and every wavelength bends a little bit differently. So you have to align the RGB channels. And that artifact is just one more thing that you would never be able to explain with any kind of flat Earth model. But it looks like crap, so we'll just go ahead and crop that out. And then go ahead and, you know, this is all the photoshopping. We're corrupting the data and lying to people now by dropping the blue channel a little bit to balance the color better. And there we go. There's an image of Jupiter. Wait a minute. Did I do it? Yeah, I did it. And that's really nice detail in the cloud bands. That's one of the best images of Jupiter I've ever captured. Wow, that's a big something going on there. That's cool. But yeah, that's what Jupiter looks like through an 11-inch telescope. And you can even see that Io here is a sphere. This is a little bit of atmospheric diffraction, dispersion, something. It's one of those atmospheric things. You can see, you know, it's red on one side and blue on the other. That's because the light is scattering. So that's not entirely, you know, an artifact that you're seeing that proves that it's a sphere. This was just a little bit of diffraction here. It didn't line it up as well as it lined the planet channels up because we're not seeing that here. This little ring here, I think my mirrors are not lined up perfectly. Okay, but anyways, I'm getting into the weeds here. Pretty simple stuff. That's Jupiter. No photoshopping involved. Get wrecked.